Hello, change rooms. A TNA live review on a Thursday. Let me move the microphone. I'm sorry. I have changed the scenery. As you see, I am no longer in my room. I'm actually in my kitchen, so give me a moment. I do want to move the microphone a little bit closer to me. Okay. TNA, I do have the webcam looking at me, so I do have to remember the webcam is this way, so I have to, because the screen is right here, the webcam's over there. It's supposed to be on top, but it's a little hard to put it on top. As you guys know, I can't really edit until I'm actually in the video. Hey Anthony, how are you? How are you tonight? How are you? Did you watch TNA Impact? Some things I want to talk about before I look at the results. You know, I like to talk about what stood out to me. Did like that promo with Kelani Jordan. I did like what she was talking about. I feel like she is a good champion. She did make a great point that she did defeat both Jordan Grace and Indy Hartwell. I do want to point out this. I noticed she's not really saying her history with these people in NXT when they were actually NXT employees. What I mean by that is we did hear at one point she was like, what's that girl named Kyra Jackson? Remember the Lash Legends little friend, her tag partner? Now she's like some other name in TNA Impact. Don't mean Mana something, very erotic name. Kelani Jordan was like, "Oh, I know her. We teamed up against against NXT, so we have history." I'm thinking, girl, you know her from NXT. Stop playing. And then like the Indy Hartwell was like, "Okay, didn't you guys cross paths in WWE?" So I just noticed they're not really talking about when they were WWE employees. They're more talking about recent interactions. Oh, let me look at this. No, nice young but. Oh, I'm sorry. This is actually the Usos. If I point at the camera. So yeah, these are actually the Usos. But they look way younger, so I can see why I thought it was them with some caps. Can't really see the shirt. How are you today, Anthony? What year are you on? Yes, that is true. TNA Impact is looking for a new TV deal, if that's what you're talking about. We have some news. They did... let me pull it up. I can pull it up. But they did have a announcement last night. I think it was for their European or the Canadian fans. They found a new TV deal for them. I can put that up. But speculations, CW, that's still something that's going around, that allegedly NXT and their partnership in WWE is trying to help them get to CW. Again, the only problem about that is allegedly, yes, we love to gossip here, but allegedly it was said that they have to go on Wednesday. So basically WWE is like, we'll help you guys, but if you guys don't go on Wednesdays, which we all know what's on Wednesday, AEW, we're not going to help you guys get a TV deal. So we shall see if they go to CW and they're on Wednesdays, then you already know why, because that was one of the requirements for WWE to help them, allegedly. But let's talk about some more things that I liked from tonight. Again, what kind of caught me off guard was Mike Santana not coming out with his belt. Maybe I missed something, why he didn't have his belt on, but he did not have his TNA belt. Give me one sec. Okay, so let me view this. I didn't want to put it on the big screen soon. Okay, let me make sure I can see the comments. Okay, so I can set everything up. I do want to be in the Krusty Krab and gossip about this. Oh, see, glad. I still have, I still have Austin Theory up from my last stream, so you guys are probably like, what the hell is he going to TNA? No, I am not starting no fake gossip. I'm sorry. I didn't realize he was still on. Let's do this real fast. Let's change it up a little bit. Because we are talking about TNA, so let's get the TNA thumbnail. Again, happy Thursday. I'm a little dry because I worked all day. Then I did visit my mom after work. Watched a couple episodes with her. Ate dinner. Didn't come home till like maybe 8 o'clock. Then watched some of this and then tried to do some laundry. So it's a long Wednesday. It's a long Thursday. Hell, I'm talking about Wednesday. But okay. And those that watch the replay, thank you so much. What do you think about TNA Wrestling? I will say this is very odd again that Mike Santana did not come out with his TNA Impact World Heavyweight Championship belt. I almost thought I was watching an old episode. If you did not notice, they will sometimes play old episodes. That will be their commercials, basically, old episodes. So when I saw Mike Santa come out, I'm like, okay, this got to be an old episode. The way he doesn't have the belt, this must have been before he chased the belt, but no, I was wrong. That was a current episode. So, again, very weird. I think even Cedric Alexander came after him. We do know that he called him out backstage. But, again, why isn't the champ coming out last? Good. So let's talk about this. Let me get the results, but I do want to show what I was talking about with that TV deal. So again, sorry, that's what I was trying to look for this whole time. I do want to talk about it. CW, is that where you want TNA Impact to end up? Do you want them to maybe be somewhere else on a different network maybe? So they can be a little separated from the NXT brand and the WWE company. I mean, if they're on the same network, you can't really separate them that much. You're going to compare two wrestling shows on the same network. I thought what would be cute, some potentials. Let's talk about that real fast for the network. Maybe I thought Pop TV would be something cute for them. That's something that I used to watch, or I used to see that channel scrolling through late at night when I was a teenager / young adult. So Pop. I don't know if that's current, but I think I have it on Sling TV. Something about Sling I don't like. When you record something, it always tries to show you from the beginning. There was a point where I thought I was watching the current episode where I was current with everyone else that was watching, but it actually was playing from the beginning. So I was a little off. So let's do this real fast. I think I got it on the big screen. Dang it. Okay. Let me get this. Where is this gossip? I thought I just had it on the big screen. Oh, child. Oh, they talk too much. Hold on. This TNA Impact. I'm on their TNA page trying to see this TV deal, but you know what? I'm just going to look up the article. I was going to go through TNA Impact in their Twitter page, but they are tweeting every 10 minutes, so I'll be here all night. So let's do TNA TV deal. I'm sure it's on the news. Oh, it's not even on current news. I guess it's not that important, huh? So the past 24 hours. Okay, so this is Latin America. I was very wrong, so I am so sorry. I was very wrong. I said Canada or Europe. Clearly wrong. So let's do our little thing. Let's put it on here real fast. Okay, let me see if you guys can see this. Again, I'm trying this software, so bear with me. Okay, I think I'm getting the hang of this, but okay. Here you guys go. Hey! Okay. I was hiding it because of Austin Theory. Okay. So, here's your article. Here's your article. Give me 1 second. Okay, so that is the article. So, Let's see. Let me read it real fast. So let me get it on my screen and start reading it. So TNA Wrestling strikes multi-year licensing deal to stream content in Latin America. Okay, Anthem Sports and Entertainment Inc. A global multi. Okay, I hate. Let's get to the nitty gritty. We all know what that is. The distribution agreement begins January 1st, ensuring that Latin American fans will start the new year off right with TNA program library, which includes a long. Okay, what is this? What is this? Chlora Sports. So Chlora Sports. I'll put agreement with Chlora Sports to deliver exclusive TNA wrestling content to viewers through Mexico and Latin America. I will give TNA their props. Good job. You guys are expanding. I don't know anything, of course, about that network or that streaming service. I'm sorry. Clearly, I'm not in Mexico, so I wouldn't know that. But this is a congratulations to TNA Impact for expanding their viewerships. But let's get back to the TV show and what happened tonight. Another thing, Cedric Alexander is cool. We all know he wasn't going to win no championship soon. I will say this. I do love TNA Impact and their injury report. It is like a football, real ESPN vibe. It's kind of like what you would see on ESPN. I'm assuming these live report injury updates. I like it. TNA Wrestling, that is something that they do that's unique compared to an AEW or a WWE or an NWA. They don't do that. That is something that is very unique with TNA Wrestling. TNA Wrestling, I will say this, they have been ahead with a lot of wrestling ideas, I will say. So, do like this. I will want other companies to do this, but they may make fun of them for copying TNA. But I do like what TNA Wrestling is doing with the injury reports, because sometimes you forget who's injured, to be real, because if they're gone for a long period of time, you don't really remember them. So I do like that. That is something that caught my attention during the show. I didn't like the greenhead red girl fighting. I don't care for them, to be honest. I know they were a tag team at one point. It seems like every time I watch a full episode of TNA Wrestling, they are there. But those two girls, the redheaded girl and the greenheaded girl, I don't care for them. Nothing against them. I just never got their look. It wasn't for me. I never gravitated toward these two ladies. So, I do like the elegant brand. I do see Ash is still involved. They were kind of showing a documentary / TV special, whatever, or a YouTube special, wherever they're going to put this, regarding why she had to retire. I remember seeing in the commercial, Tommy Dreamer was like, this is some kind of call you don't want to receive this early in the morning. So again, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's sickness with her. I don't want to put that on her. She looks fine. I mean, she's not wrestling, but she looks fine when she's on TV. But I don't know what's going on with her. But hopefully we will find out soon with whatever they were teasing. I don't know if this is something that's just going to be on a TNA Wrestling episode, or if they are trying to put a YouTube special out with Ash and why she retired. But we shall see. What else caught my attention? Joe Hendry, I don't recall seeing him. I did come a little late, but I don't recall seeing Joe Hendry. I do recall seeing them advertise his NXT match, and they did advertise him in his past NXT appearance. So again, they're not really showing Joe Hendry that much. It's a little odd that he doesn't come to TNA Wrestling as much as he goes to NXT. So there is that. He's clearly going to sign with NXT, well, with WWE, because he's barely even shown in TNA anymore. I keep saying NXT because that's where he is, but he's barely showed in TNA anymore. But let me put this up, a nice image. The fight night, I do like that concept as well. Just basically where you are calling people out. I do like that concept. That one night where you can have the courage and try to win a title at that. Again, I'm sorry. Sometimes I don't even look at the camera because it's away. So, okay. So, again, it's a webcam, but when I actually put it on top of my MacBook, it falls. So I have my own setup. Let me just say that. So it's a new one that I bought. But let's talk about it. Let's put this in the background. Again, Joe Hendry, are you sad that he's going to leave TNA Wrestling? I doubt he will still be part of the NXT TNA crossover. We have seen this before with Miss Jordan Grace. You have to remember when she was still signed to TNA Wrestling, they had her part of the crossover. So she was making a lot of NXT appearances while being a TNA star. But then as soon as she signed to WWE full time, guess what? We stopped seeing her with the crossover. She no longer was part of the crossover as a NXT star. So they stopped showing her in TNA altogether. But of course, when she was in TNA, they were showing her a lot in NXT. So this is basically like a test for WWE to see if they like someone. They will have them part of the crossover. It's not everyone, so don't say, well, oh, so that means they're going to give KC Navarro and maybe the Rascalz a contract? No, that's not what it means. But you can tell there are some people where they're very interested in them and they will keep using them and keep using them while they're in TNA. And then as soon as they come to NXT, they're no longer part of the crossover. So we saw that with Jordan Grace. Why isn't she finding TNA? Oh, that's right. She's in WWE now, so they got what they wanted. We're going to see that with Joe Hendry. He's in TNA Wrestling. He's going to keep showing up to WWE. And then when they sign him, he's not going to show up in TNA anymore. They're just going to focus on the NXT run. Mark my words, we'll see that. Same with Mike Santana. He's going to go to WWE eventually. And then when he's signed, they're no longer going to include him with the crossover. We'll stop seeing him in TNA all of a sudden. Again, they're only part of the crossover, and they have all these appearances when WWE is interested in you. So, speaking of the Rascalz, they were involved in some action, I believe. Some tag team action at that. Okay, so we did have some of these people. Again, sometimes I have to read the results because half these people, I started watching TNA like on a weekly basis, maybe like 2 months ago when NXT was getting very involved. I would keep up, watch the replay on my Sling, watch it while I wash laundry, but haven't really been watching on a weekly basis, sitting down in front of the TV in a minute. So this has been maybe the first time in 2 months where I didn't watch it the next day. So the Rascalz, I see they're still a thing. Again, I watched replays, but I see they're still doing their thing. Again, we don't know when their contract's going to end. Sinner and Saint, the Rascalz versus the Great Hands. I will say this. Also, what caught my attention was Carlito's brothers. We'll talk about that later, but that did catch my attention, by the way. Versus Great Hands versus The System. A lot of tag teams, you notice, unlike AEW and WWE, TNA actually has established tag teams. I want to give that to them as well. I do like to give TNA their props. Who won this? The System. I don't know how long they're going to be together at this point. They've been together for a while now. Some people are getting a little bored with let me tell you something. Isn't that her little catchphrase? A lot of people are getting bored with The System. How long do you think they will stay a team? Are you bored? I don't know. I'm kind of bored myself. I'll be real. Okay, put this in the middle again. Okay. Maybe I want to put someone in the hot seat so we can discuss them. who do I want to put in the hot seat tonight? Okay, these two girls, Dana Luna versus Jody Threat. Okay, let me put these two girls. And no shade to them. It's just like, I never saw the appeal. But I know some people like them, so more power to them. Child, I never had, oh gosh. Okay, so let's put these girls in the hot seat. Right now, these are the girls. These were the former Knockouts champions at one point. Okay, so I already forgot these people's names. That's how much I care about them. I already saved the phone. I already forgot their names already. I'm like, that's how much I care about these two. Okay, her name's Dana. Okay. All right, let me put a better photo of them too. Again, the green, the red hair, I never understood it. I do know they're just being themselves more than likely, but still, was never appealed to me. So, okay, it should be on the big screen soon, the hot seats. Put these two women on here. Again, I feel like they will only be like TNA stars. I mean, I don't know what a WWE want these two. Oh, okay, here they are. Okay, so here's the photo. These girl, the red-headed girl, the green-headed girl. Again, I don't know if you can see my cursor, but here they are. Former TNA Knockout champions. They did face each other tonight, so that is what we're talking about. But we did have these two ladies fight it out. Again, their look is not for me, but hey, it's not a buffet, so it's not for everybody, right? So it's not a buffet. So I just don't like them. Luna, Sheep, and Threat. Again, I'm wishing them the best just because I'm not a fan of their gimmick or their hair or their look. It doesn't mean I don't like them as a human being. I guess I wish them the best. If they change their look, maybe, or if they change their gimmick, maybe I'll like them. Maybe it's a gimmick change. I don't know. But this rock star, red hair, green hair, I can wrestle chick gimmick isn't working for me. Sorry, just gotta be real. And I'm tired, so clearly I'm just being blunt. Had a long day on these phones today. 3 irates. So, hey, just being real. And 4 hours of sleep. Okay. So we do have the TNA injury report. So Mustafa Ali, day to day with his injuries. Again, this is a great concept, TNA. I love it. It's very professional, like an ESPN kind of vibe. Jake something is suffering lingering effects from Rosemary's Miss. Probably something going on with the family. Nothing negative, but taking some time off, a vacation. They had to write him off. I mean, that's what it sounds like. Come on now. Miss got you injured. Mike Santana suffered, oh wow, an injury bound for glory main event. That makes sense because wasn't he wrestling later that episode? Again, if this is like, again, with this TNA stuff, they be showing old episodes. Like 1 second I was getting me some lemonade and then I saw AJ Styles on the screen. I'm like, wait a minute. And then I'm like, oh wait, he don't even look like that. I remember when he looked like that. So it can get confusing. It's cute though. I do like that. And again, that's a concept that, again, TNA Wrestling is ahead of the game. Again, we don't have AEW or WWE that's showing old episodes or old matches for their commercials. Yes, TNA shows some regular commercials, but I would say maybe 45% is just old matches or a replay of a match. It's at least 2 minutes, and it is a good thing to see the history of the company. So maybe if WWE or AEW did that, that would be cute too. But again, TNA is ahead with their concepts, with the injury report, with the flashbacks. as a commercial or part of a commercial where the last 3 minutes is a flashback, so you don't even feel like you're watching the commercial, since you're watching something that A, was a good match back in the day, or B, something you never saw before, and you're seeing it for the first time. It makes you want to go on YouTube to see the full match. So again, TNA, I will give you your props for that, but the TV deal, what's going on with that? Let's continue. Mike Santana versus Cedric Alexander. Okay, so I'm reading the results for this because I didn't want to read some of the results. Because remember I said before the beginning of the stream, I said what was going on with Mike Santana and his belt. Again, I thought I was watching maybe a flashback, and I said, oh, okay, this must be part of the commercial when he didn't win the title yet. But then when they said he won the title, I'm like, huh? Maybe I missed something. So they say this. I am at WrestlingAttitude.com. Want to give them their props because I'm just reading some of their notes and their results. Santana left his world title back in the back because Cedric Alexander told him to in his challenge, not because the match was taped a month prior. Okay, I must have missed that. I thought I saw where he challenged him and they said they respect each other, but I must have missed the part where he's told him to leave his belt in the back. Again, I don't know, it just didn't make sense. As the first time being the champion, showing up in TNA as the brand new TNA champion, we have to remember the episodes after he won it were pre-taped shit. Not even new content, just pre-taped bullshit like segments and old footage and special flashbacks. So this was the first time he actually came out as the TNA champion after winning it, and he didn't even have the belt with him. So very weird. A lot of people may think it is pre-taped, kind of like that comment said, it isn't. But again, if you're someone like me and you're not really paying attention or you didn't see something, you'd be like, okay, what happened to his belt? Okay, this must have been before he won the title. So again, I don't know if that was the best decision, but TNA can't be good at everything now. We all know Mike Santana won. Who do I think is going to be a breakout star? I do want to say this. We did see an interview with Kelani Jordan and what's that lady's name? I do not want to mispronounce. It's not Mackenzie. Is that who it is? Oh, Sarah Schreiber. See, I knew it wasn't Mackenzie, but very pretty lady, Sarah, by the way. So Kelani looks like a baddie, I must say. I may just post the picture or my tweet. Hey, this is Marquelworld, all things pro wrestling news and my life. So let's be real. So let me snippet what I said, because I was watching live, y'all. I was. So, well, at one point I wasn't watching live since my sling took me from the beginning. It took me a minute. I'm like, damn, they still going? I was like, oh, I'm like behind a little bit. So let's do this. Look at my X page. So here's my X. Okay, why is this taking over? Pardon me. Like, what is this? Stop. Like, when you think you got this thing, it just want to be so weird. I swear. Like, I've been doing so good, and now I got this big ass. These the red-headed girl, they probably getting me for talking about them. So they said, screw you, we gonna ruin your stream. So, okay, I don't know why this picture, same snippet, same map book, but now this one has came, like, so huge. Okay, I don't even think we can see what I said, child. But here I go. baddie, if you can see. I guess I have to put it over me for a second since it came so big. But yes, I was watching. I even had to give Kelani Jordan. You see that outfit? Yes, I love it. The girl with the red Sarah, she's cute too. But Kelani with that outfit, very pretty. Baddie. So I had to give her her props. I liked what she said. Basically, again, saying she's beaten mostly everybody. They're no longer doing contenderships. Santina Morello is just giving out championships matches without any contender matches. So I did like what she said. She will still defend the title, even though she doesn't agree. She's giving babyface slash heel babyfaces because she's willing to defend the title. She's not being a heel and chickening out and saying, well, they didn't win, so I shouldn't have to face them. But then she's also giving heel, like, I beat them before, and they're beneath me. So she's giving both vibes. So I guess she's a tweener. I don't know if people still use that term, or was that what it is? Tweener, neutral. I remember something on SmackDown vs. Raw, there was a term for this. But her as TNA Knockout Champion, I don't mind it at all. I mean, it does give credibility. She did say this is different from her NXT North American Championship reign because there has been more time. So she grew as a person, Kelani Jordan said. Kelani Jordan said she has grew as a person since she was the NXT North American Champion. She was just trying to please people. She was very like a happy to be here kind of chick. That's kind of what she was saying. But now she's confident. She has time. She knows her worth. So I believe her, and she's doing great work. I feel like the main roster, unfortunately, her boyfriend, I don't know if that's her fiance, but I do know she's in a relationship in real life with Carmelo Hayes. Unfortunately, he's not getting pushed as good as she was. We can say he was getting a good push in NXT. That is very true. So if he was in NXT, he might still be getting a big push. I don't know. But on the main roster, they kind of push him and then they don't. But right now, out of the two, she's the more current one out of them two as a couple who's getting pushed. Again, SmackDown, he'll have a couple matches here and there, maybe a backstage segment if he's lucky, but he's not really someone that is a priority, you can tell. But her, I remember before she even won the TNA Knockouts Championship, I started watching NXT on a VPN because sometimes it will show up on CW, on my antenna. I have Sling, but I also have antenna and streaming services. I thought CW was a local channel or something, a free channel, or it was just to the public. Sometimes it doesn't show. So I do have a VPN, so I did watch NXT on the VPN, and I think I was in Europe or Canada, and while the commercials are going on, they don't have regular commercials like us where they're just talking. They have like NXT flashbacks. I guess it's kind of like TNA at some point where they're just showing flashbacks. But sometimes they do have a certain superstar where they're just doing moves in slow motion, showing their entrance, doing like close-ups to them. And she was one of those people where there was a commercial going on, but for 5 minutes, you just saw Kelani Jordan on your screen, walking, doing the splits, doing her entrance. I was like, okay, this girl is going to get a mega push. So we have it. Her mega push is her being the TNA Knockouts Champion. Again, why don't they give her the real belt? Not saying the TNA Knockout Championship is not a real belt, but why don't they give her the NXT Women's Championship? Why the mid-card title and now the TNA title? What about the actual NXT title? Hopefully she gets that before she goes to the main roster. Those that watch the replay, hello, hello. A little bit tired. I did work today and then I did visit my mom. So, and I did some chores after as well. So I'm a little bit tired. It's just hard looking at the camera sometimes. I apologize. But yeah, a little bit tired. A long day. But I am here. We are talking about TNA Wrestling. TNA. Let's talk about, I thought I I knew I was missing something. We did have the Hardy Boys versus... Unless that was a throwback. Please, gosh, don't tell me that was a throwback. Of the Hardy Boys, because I swore I thought I saw the Hardy Boys were facing Carlito's brothers. What? Okay. I swore we had this. The Hardy Boys. I'm trying to look for it. Oh, don't tell me this was another flashback. Oh, do not tell me this was a flashback. I swore this was part of the show. Okay, and now I'm trying to like look back. Alright, let me do results. I swore I saw Carlito brothers were fighting the Hardy Boys. Okay, so yes, El Paso Street Fight, the Hardys. I knew I wasn't tripping. I don't know why this other site that I was just on did not mention it. So clearly they must have not watched the whole episode, because I'm like, I know I wasn't tripping. That was not a flashback or one of those commercial flashbacks that I mentioned earlier that TNA does. They show old matches sometimes in between the episode, because it was a full-blown like 8-minute match at least. The Hardy Boys versus the Colones. Carlito, that being said, you know I'm going to be messy. Do we feel like Carlito will make a TNA appearance? I don't know if he would sign to him. Maybe he would, YouTube. Maybe he would sign to TNA to help him get back to WWE if that is his long time goal. But an appearance, I could see him at least doing that. So do we feel like he is going to do an appearance? Again, I'm sorry, it's just this camera, and it's like, I don't even know if I'm facing, like, I don't want to make it look like I'm looking at the sides. I'm really trying to look at the camera sometimes. I apologize. So, TNA, is that a place for him? I always felt like Chris Masters would be very great there in TNA Wrestling. I do know he is part of NWA, or the last time I checked for him, I think he was in NWA. He still looks good, Chris Masters. After all these years, he still looks great. And I heard Chris Masters is someone that is very, very nice to work with and gives back to the fans and is very appreciative of any fan that really wants to see him. So he's very appreciative, and he's only 42 years old at this point. So he's not 55, no 60. He is in his early 40s. So he could work his mid-40s in WWE if they give him an opportunity. Or he can be in TNA Wrestling, like I just said. I always felt like TNA Wrestling, of a recent, he would be a great person to join TNA Wrestling. I feel like he would be a World Heavyweight Champion. They could put the belt on him. So, enough about that. The Hardy Boys winning was not a surprise. I felt like they just won these belts not that long ago. The Colones, I guess they don't have anything to lose from this. Let's be real. They do not have anything to lose from this loss. No one really believed they were going to win in the first place, so they don't really lose anything from losing when that's when we expect it. How do you lose credibility if we already thought you were going to lose? That doesn't make sense. We already thought you were going to lose. You lost, so you didn't lose any credibility because we already thought you were going to lose the match anyways. So, okay, this is getting on my nerves. I'm sorry, this is just the camera, and I'm not even in the frame, child. But, again, you lose credibility. If you win a lot of matches and then you start losing, then you lose credibility. But if you lose matches and we are expecting you to lose, you didn't already lose our credibility. We already thought that you were going to lose. So, I don't know. Maybe this was just a challenger for them too. This match, I don't know who would dethrone them at this point. I would think maybe the Rascalz, maybe a different version instead of Trey Miguel and Zachary. Maybe it would be a Trey Miguel and Myron Reed. Maybe a Myron Reed and Zachary title reign. I guess Myron Reed is the newest one of the TNA Impact Wrestling with the Rascalz. The Rascalz are clearly an established group in TNA. I do feel like the stable, I guess, if you want to include Myron Reed, I mean, he is starting to be part of the group on TV. He was always a member, but he is starting to be part of it on TNA TV. Maybe the four of them, one day I can see TNA Wrestling Hall of Fame. This group has been around for a while now, so maybe they can dethrone the Hardy Boys. Maybe a returning Wes Lee who returns to TNA. Maybe he can win the belt with Myron Reed. Them two can have a title reign. Or maybe he'll win the belt with Zachary. We do know they have some history with MSK. So maybe they can have a TNA Wrestling Tag Team title reign. But that's the only team I really see other than, what's their name? Nick Nemeth, and who was the other one? His brother, Ryan Nemeth. So them two, I could see them maybe dethroning the Hardy Boys. Maybe the Systems. I can see Jason Hotch. I do like him a lot, Jason Hotch. Maybe him and someone else from the Systems. Ali, maybe they could win the Tag Team Championships. I don't really feel like Ali is trying to be a Tag Team Champion, so I don't know how realistic that would be, but maybe someone from the System. But, hold on, I'm getting the System wrong. He's not part of that group. Hold on, Jason. The System is with that annoying girl, let me tell you something. She's doing her job right. What's her name? Alicia Edwards. Oh yeah, what group is he part of? Because I don't think he's part of the System. They have a different outfit and everything. I know Tasha Steelz is in the same group, so clearly they're not in the System. So what is the group name again? Are you kidding me? It's gonna be this hard to find it. Do I really have to go on Wikipedia to find out the name of this group? Child, come on. Okay, I guess I'll go on Wikipedia and just look at Jason Hotch's current spiel. I know it's not the System, but I can't really think of the name of this group right now. I'm tired, so. Okay, so I guess he doesn't even have a Wikipedia page. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? He doesn't have a Wikipedia page. Oh, I would think Jason Hodge is already established enough. He's been around for a while now, but okay, I guess he doesn't have one. So that's they don't even say. Okay, let's look up Mustafa Ali. Okay, after this, I'm going to sleep because clearly I'm tired if I can't remember the name of this group, because Jason Hodge is someone I like because he's from Michigan, and as you guys know, I grew up from Michigan, so clearly I do want someone from Michigan to shine. So let's go to Mustafa Ali. I know it's not the System, but maybe they will tell me the name of the stable currently. Okay, Order 4. Okay. Order 4. Don't know why it was so hard to remember, but the Order 4. So, I can see maybe them taking the titles. Again, maybe the System with the Moose, things of that nature, but the Order 4 as well, Jason Hodge. I can see that happening. Jason Hodge and Mustafa Ali. But if it's not Mustafa Ali, Jason Hodge and the other guy, which I think is John. Okay, John Schuyler. But TNA Wrestling, what I would give it out of 5 stars, I would give TNA Wrestling. That was decent. I'll give it an 8.2 out of 10. Nothing that blew my mind. It was nice sitting and watching a full TNA Wrestling episode. So wasn't that much NXT involvement, so maybe that's why I enjoyed it, because it was just about TNA stars and TNA and their storylines. I mean, yes, Kelani Jordan is an NXT star, but she's the TNA Knockouts Champion, so I kind of didn't even think about NXT that much unless they brought it up in commercials or flashbacks. But good show, TNA Wrestling. I will watch again next week, of course. But TNA Wrestling, what are your thoughts? Those that watch the replay, thank you. I will be live for a gossip session soon. But this is Marquelworld, all things pro wrestling news and my life. Please sub on YouTube. Here we are. TikTok, X, Blue Sky, Instagram, Marquelworld as well. But this is Marquelworld, all things pro wrestling news, my life.